Hi, in this video, I will show you how you can create a new delete action. First of all, what's delete action? Delete action is a function that when you try to delete a record from a table, and if there is another table to have a relation to our main table, and there is a related record on that table. So what will happen? Uh, this is very important because if you if you don't care this enough and you didn't establish this kind of properties, you will end up with orphan records, and this will break your data consistency, and it's very important subject. So let's look at our project. We have activity table and activity type. For example, when I try to delete an activity type and there is activities about this type, what will happen? So let's look at this one. Create new delete action properties, and now I select my activity table here. If I have a relation, sorry, let's get our relation. Of course, we don't have relation for this one because we have relation in say the activity table, but we can create, not important. So I select the reference table. Now I need to select action. We have three action: cascade, restricted, and cascade restricted. If I select cascade, when I try to delete an activity type, it will delete also related activities. If I select restricted, when I try to delete activity types and there is a record about these activity types in activity table, it will not delete. If I select cascade and restricted, it will ask me to if I want to delete all records, and if I said yes, it will delete all records. For this table, it's best practice. I think it's best solution is select restricted, because I don't want to delete a type if there's activities about that. So let's look at other tables. For example, if I have, let's look at this activity table this time. When I delete activities, and if there is a record, expense record of these activities, I want to delete this expense too. So I create new delete action and select the, sorry, not relation, activity expense trans. If there is a relation, we can select, but this time I want to use cascade, because when I delete a record, an activity record, and if there is a expense about it, and I want to delete that expense too, so I select this one. Now I want to show you another behavior. For example, uh, if I create a table related to invent table or cost table, and if I want to create a delete action, it's not allowed because of extension. I can't change or create a new delete action on this uh, tables. So because of that, they added a new property on relations. When I look at the relation, any relation, I see on delete property. And this is the same thing with delete action. Now you can select from this relation to delete action. So let's go back to our tables. For example, expense trans and expense type. There is a relation between these two tables. Here is the relation. If I want to create a delete action for this two table, I can select this, for example, restricted. Now I create a restricted delete action between expense trans and expense type. So you can use this one too. Uh, I, I said before, this property is actually for main tables, for system tables, because we couldn't create a new extension about delete action. But with this relation property on delete property, we can create right now. So as I said, this is a very important property. You should always look and create delete actions for your tables. If you don't, you will end up with lots of problems. Most of the time, orphan records, and it's a very hard thing to find these records later. You will your probably your reports will work wrongly, and you will study to find these problems, and eventually you will find, but it's a very time consuming thing. For your data consistency, be careful about delete action. I hope I hope it's helping, and happy taxing.